Win. It's Game 4 with the White Sox, with the Red Sox up 7.5 games over New York. Hot one here today. Happy Sunday, everybody. Great to have you with us. I'm Dave O'Brien. My partner is Steve Lyons. Garen Austin along in just a couple of moments. The Red Sox got brilliant pitching last night, Steve, and 18 strikeouts in the win. But Jackie Bradley with another blast, and he's locked in.
He is locked in, and he's got one of the prettiest left-handed swings you'll ever see when he's swinging the bat well. We know that he has trouble offensively every once in a while, but right now it's not one of those times. Hit a big home run in last night's game. Look at that hack right there. That is a beautiful thing. Watching him hit the ball out of the park. He also had a triple in that game, and over the last few days he is a part of driving in 2 runs in 3 straight come from behind wins. And you know, even Joe Kelly out there in the outfield couldn't get up high enough to catch that home run ball.
And he's got serious hops. Look at what he's done over the last 19 games. 358, driving in 12 runs, 5th in the American League in slugging percentage. So Jackie Bradley back in the lineup today as the Red Sox look to take the series. It's a big day for a former member of the Red Sox, Ken Hawk Harrelson, who is retiring as a longtime White Sox announcer, 33 years. This is his final year, but of course was a star for the Red Sox on the field and in the booth before that. We'll bring you a lot of that ceremony coming up from Chicago. Dunkin' Donuts, America runs on Dunkin'. Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% on car insurance. Southwest Airlines, low fares, no hidden fees. That's transparency. Amica Home Life and Auto Insurance that always puts you first. And by the all-new 3-row Subaru Ascent featuring all-wheel drive. Back in Chicago, beautiful sunshiny day, certainly on the warm side here. Game 4 coming your way. Time for us to toss it down to Garen Austin. Garen, you have the latest on the progress of both Chris Sale and David Price.
That's right, Obi. Yesterday we were all surprised when Chris Sale went out to throw a bullpen. Well, he threw again today. Alex Cora had an update on his status as well as David Price's.
He's going to try to play catch today. Hopefully he can get on the mound in Atlanta, and we go from there. We're not 100% sure if we shoot him for the weekend against Houston, but you know, it should be Houston or the next series. So we're not worried. He's in good spirits, so he should be fine. Chris got on the mound yesterday. Probably do it again in Atlanta and go from there. We were joking around yesterday. He might become an opener for 1 or 2 starts, and he wants me to make sure I call him the opener. But he felt good yesterday. He's feeling good today. So I think, little by little, things are trending in the right direction, and hopefully he can be back sooner rather than later.
And as Cora mentioned, both pitchers are in good spirits, been very upbeat around the clubhouse, and possibly we can see them back in the rotation next weekend when the Red Sox face the Astros. And when we come back for the final game of this series in Chicago, Brian Johnson is on the mound, Dave O'Brien and Steve Lyons have the call.
Baseball and the Red Sox. Digital Federal Credit Union, what can DCU save you? Southwest Airlines, low fares, no hidden fees. That's transparency. Choose Nissan today. Shop ChooseNissan.com. Kenyon Grills, the official grill of the Boston Red Sox, and by your local New England Ford dealers. Right-hander James Shields on the bump today in the 1983 White Sox uniforms. They wear these at home every Sunday. And Mookie Betts about to climb in. Mookie had been in the on-deck circle about 11 minutes, waiting to finally get in there. With the lengthy ceremony to honor Hawk Harrelson, we are underway on ball 1.
Mookie's not a guy that you want to be having him step in the box upset.
Hitting .342, 29 home runs, and he'll pop that one into right field. Lamar still coming near the line. He's got it. So one man gone. Here's the Sox lineup, brought to you by Toyota's official website for deals, buyatoyota.com. Xander Bogaerts will be next. Mitch Moreland at first base today. JD Martinez in left. Nunez at third base. He's been cooking. Kinsler at second. Brock Holt the DH with Blake Swihart doing the catching. And Jackie Bradley's in center field. Umpires brought to you by Toyota's website for deals, buyatoyota.com, and is Sean Barber behind the plate. With Ted Barrett, Will Little, and Lance Barksdale around the bases. Xander batting out of the 2 slot today, and he'll look at a strike from James Shields, who is just 5-15 and has just 1 win in his last 8 starts. Right past everybody.
And he certainly hasn't pitched as bad as that 5-15 record indicates. This White Sox team has not been scoring him a lot of runs, but he has given up a ton of home runs this season, 27 of them so far.
Pitched 7 years as a mainstay in the Tampa Bay Rays rotation. 1-1. Strike.
That's where he got the nickname Big Game, James.
Yeah, that was a long time ago, it feels like.
It was. I don't think anybody calls him that anymore. Not at 5-15.
And a 1-2 coming. Poke the other way, a line drive for a base hit. Xander Bogaerts on with one down in front of Moreland.
Check out the White Sox defense. Team fielding the worst in the American League right now. Sanchez at third, Anderson's your shortstop. Moncada over at second. Davidson plays first base again today. In the outfield, Palka, Engel, and Ryan Lamar. The battery for today's ball game. Smith behind the plate. Big Game James Shield on the hill.
We're available. This telecast can be heard in Spanish by selecting the SAP button on your TV remote. SAP presented by Toyota. Visit Compra2Toyota.com to see Toyota deals not seen on TV. Moreland has been trying to play through an ailing knee, getting .251 with 15 home runs. Red Sox winning last night behind dominating pitching, 18 strikeouts of the White Sox. And just a brilliant performance by Eduardo Rodriguez. A great lift for the left-hander to return to the rotation. The timing on it couldn't be better for the Red Sox.
And everybody out of that pen that followed him up too. And one thing you can say about Shields as well, I mean, he goes deep. You know, he's going to try to go 7 innings. He's over 100 pitches every time he goes out there. He's not a 5 and dive guy. Just hasn't been able to pick up any wins.
JD Martinez on deck, just getting started here in Chicago. Getaway day. It's on to Atlanta later on this afternoon. Flied into left field, driving back Palka, and almost the warning track. We'll put that away. Back to first base, Xander Bogaerts, and 2 gone.
Erod had 7 or 12 strikeouts last night. Let's take a look at 6 of them right here. He pitched down to strike guys out up. Climbed the ladder, rode that 4-seam fastball up in the zone, and got guys to swing and miss all night long. He was brilliant.
We said it later. I pretty much put it wherever I wanted.
Tremendous command.
And all his pitches. Didn't have to throw many changeups.
I think he only threw 2 all night.
JD Martinez, 335 now, 39 homers, 115 runs batted in. 115 driven in on the 2nd day of September. Xander Bogaerts on at first base with 2 out. Chris Davis of the Oakland A's homered yesterday, so he leads JD Martinez by 1 home run. He got his 40th, number 1 in baseball. Mookie Betts still leading the way in batting average at 342. Martinez second, 335. And the veteran Shields with a 1-1. Red Sox beat Shields not once but twice in the 2008 ALCS, you may recall, but Tampa Bay took the series with a major effort from a young David Price. It was a season where it felt like the Red Sox for long stretches were the best team in baseball. In the end, Tampa Bay won in the ALCS. And that one's outside. It'll trickle by to catcher Smith down to second base. Moves Xander Bogaerts. So an RBI chance now suddenly for JD Martinez.
This ball down in the dirt, slider. Smith tried to do almost everything he could to block it. Still got past him.
So the wild pitch has Xander down to second.
Now, I understand when JD's up, you don't really want to take the bat out of his hands by running. But I'm surprised that the Red Sox have not been trying to steal more bases on Smith, who just doesn't throw anybody out.
Just 2 all season.
2 of 36. When JD's hitting, might as well stand still. He can drive you in from wherever you are out there.
Although, to your earlier point, when has he not been hitting?
Never.
Nunez would be next, the 3-1.
And don't look now, but they're actually shifting on JD, and they do have a guy right up the middle. He's been getting tons of hits with grounders straight up the middle, which used to be the greatest thing in the world for baseball. That no one was ever standing there. Now, almost every guy that comes to the plate, there's a guy standing right behind second base, and there is one there now.
Martinez 2 for 4, drove in 1 run last night. And he'll take inside ball 4. So Sox have a couple of base runners for Eduardo Nunez, who's sitting 5th. Red Sox going to Atlanta, taking on the Braves. Very good young Braves ball club and having a heck of a season for themselves. And they have a 3-game lead over the Phillies, so it'll be a clash of 2 first-place clubs. Nathan Eovaldi goes back out on Monday afternoon at 1 o'clock against Atlanta. Rick Porcello to go on Tuesday. And the Sox have not announced a starter for Wednesday, which is also an afternoon game. Eduardo 264, 10 home runs. Hit a rocket that just got out of here yesterday. Originally, the umpires did not let him score. They held him at second.
This ball was a bullet. Even Eddie said, I wasn't watching the ball. I didn't know where it hit. But it hit off the railing behind the left field wall, bounced back onto the field of play, and he finally got to finish off his home run trot.
Fly ball right center field. On the move is Engel underneath now, and he'll make that catch. Red Sox with a mini threat. They will strand 2. First inning, beautiful day. Red Sox and the White Sox. Here's the White Sox lineup, brought to you by your local Nissan dealer. Ryan Lamar about to lead it off. Then it's Anderson, Davidson, and Polka. Rondon is the DH with Smith doing the catching. Moncada at second. Sanchez and Engel rounded out against the left-hander Brian Johnson. 4 wins, 3 losses. ERA of 4.02. This will be his 12th start. He works quickly, as you know.
Brian Johnson hoping to hang around this game long enough to find himself with a victory.
last 2 starts, he's gone 4 1/3, 4 1/3, almost identical pitching lines. Swing and a miss. He made fast work of Lamar. 1 man gone.
I told you about the White Sox defense, not so good. The Red Sox defense, second in the American League. Here they are around the infield. Nunez, Bogarts, Kinsler at second base, Moreland at first today. In the outfield, JD Martinez makes an appearance in left field. Jackie Bradley Jr. in center, Betts in right. And the battery today, Blake Swihart doing the catching for Brian Johnson. Defense brought to you by Southwest Airlines.
Anderson puts that one high in the air. That's well hit. Martinez backing up to the wall, and that carries on out of here. Just kept going and going and going. His 18th home run of the season. That got caught up in the wind for sure. And his 18th home run to make it 1-0 Chicago.
You can see JD Martinez thought he had a beat on that ball, but then the wind got it and it just kept sailing on him. Ended up well into the seats. You talked about it earlier in this series, Dave. I mean, Anderson can hit him. That's his 18th. Wiry strength.
I think that was going to be a fly ball on the warning track, but as you said, the wind grabbed it and took it on out. So he does have a good swing. Here's Davidson, 236 with 19 home runs.
Pretty steady breeze blowing out to left field today.
I like your idea of a breeze. Tried to check the swing and he went. It's a howling gale. First base umpire Ted Barrett, take a look at those pants.
It's not the slim look.
Well, we all enjoyed the ceremony very much to honor Hawk Harrelson, who has such a strong connection to the Red Sox too, of course. 1968, he hit 35 home runs for the Red Sox. Eventually coming here as a broadcaster after many years in the broadcast booth, working with Ned Martin, also worked with Dick Stockton. And he was an analyst then. When he came here, he became a play-by-play guy. And a legendary one here on the south side of Chicago. Had his family around, his wife, his grandchildren. It's wonderful to see. Line drive to base hit left center field. That's toward the gap by Davidson. He'll settle for a long single as Martinez cut it off. And more of the Hawk. He had the big hurt down there, Frank Thomas. A.J. Brzezinski, who was one of his favorite all-time players and played for the Red Sox too, of course. They're working the game together today. And saying goodbye here on Hawk Day after 33 years in the broadcast booth for the White Sox. Daniel Palka is hitting .237 with power. As runner at first base, 1 down, 1-0 the White Sox. Red Sox are making a regular habit now of falling behind early in games and coming back.
Offensively, this team knows that they can score runs, and they do it on a nightly basis, but it's nice to get an early lead.
It's gone well for the Red Sox when Johnson has started a game. They're 9-2 in his starts. Won the last 5 times he's been out there as a starter. He's in front on Polka. Gets him to offer, and down he goes, strike 3. Get the idea this young man will be one of those guys who will hit a lot of home runs, but he will strike out a lot.
And these days, nobody really cares about that anymore. They're looking for the production any way you can get it, and they don't care how you make your outs.
Amica Insurance, great service, great coverage, and a great price for auto, home, and life insurance. So Johnson with his second strikeout. Jose Rondon, the DH, 262 with 4 home runs.
Come on, outside.
And a ball outside on Rondon. Did not play last night, but does have a little 3-game hitting streak. Runner on at first and 2 away, but a run in on the Anderson home run. With a victory today, the Red Sox would take the series 3-1. Yankees have had a lot of trouble with Detroit in that series in the Bronx, and they're trailing right now 7-3 in the 6th inning. Tigers have not been good. It's been kind of a miserable year for them. They have 82 losses, but they've made that tough. Even though they lost the last 2 games. 2-2. He will not go after it, so a full count on Rondon. Smith would be next.
This will be Johnson's 20th pitch of the inning. He's got to stay away from innings like that. He has a tough time getting deep into ball games anyway. You certainly don't want your pitch count up this early in the ball game.
3-2 with a runner taken off, and he walked him. So rough start for Johnson. A home run, a base hit, now ball 4. Now to comforts of home, brought to you by Bernie and Phil's. Rondon at home this season, .333 with a couple of home runs, and right now during Bernie and Phil's Labor Day event, you choose your savings from one of 3 great offers. So 2 men aboard for Smith, 281 with 1 home run. Their catchers tend to swing the bat well. They do not throw well, to put it mildly. Certainly can be run on if the Red Sox will take that chance. Last night a great night for the pitching staff. Red Sox pitchers with 18 strikeouts and only 1 walk. 3rd time this season the Sox have fanned 18 or more in a 9-inning game. High fly down the left field line. Nunez moving over, so is Bogarts. That's going to sail into the seats. You know, the rest of Major League Baseball has 4 such games in 2018. The rest of the league, 18 strikeouts or more 4 times. Red Sox alone have done it 3 times.
Why do I think Chris Sale was probably involved in a couple of those?
Before last night, he was involved in the last one.
Yes.
When he had 12 by himself in 5 innings.
That man right there. Eduardo Rodriguez, what a night he had.
And Sale cannot wait to pitch. Got on the mound again today, as he did yesterday. Flared toward right. Mookie Betts, hard charge toward the line. That is a foul ball.
Somebody better put a lasso on Sale. He's going to go out there and try to pitch every day.
As we mentioned, a great frame of mind. And as Chris has said many times in recent days, I'm doing what they tell me to do. I'm trying to be disciplined. We're all trying to be disciplined. Want to do the smart thing here and guide him back so that he's ready to go when he gets on that mound.
And those are good comments for him, public relations wise too. He doesn't really have to answer any questions. You know, go talk to the training staff. I'm doing what they're telling me to do, and that's all. That's it.
2 smacked on the line, and a leaping Bogarts into left field. Davidson rounding. He is going to score. And another base hit in the inning for Chicago. They're on top 2-0. That's their 3rd hit against Johnson. Kevin Smith with his 15th RBI.
So far, location has been a big issue for Johnston. Bogey tried to get up as high as he could to get that one, but just no chance. Up and over his glove and into left field with Davidson scoring easily on this play.
Dana Levangie out to try and figure out what's going on. A home run by Anderson. Base hit by Davidson. Then he came back and he fanned Polka, but he walked Rondon. Now a single to drive in a run by Smith. First and second with the 7th man to hit in the inning, Yohan Moncada. Getting 223, 17 home runs. Moncada struck out to end last night's game. It's that one knocked down by Nunez. No play. Everybody's safe. And the bases are going to be loaded for Chicago. Trying to make a sliding stab. Got leather on it, but could not get an out. So Moncada will have a base hit.
Very tough play for Nunez. He tried to get low and behind this ball. But once the ball hit off the heel of his glove, look at him. He's trying to get down eye level, but it hits off the glove, and now it's behind him. No chance to throw out anybody after that. Good play just to knock that thing down so it didn't end up in left field.
One long inning for Brian Johnson. He's going to have to face at least 8 hitters. Here's Yolmer Sanchez at 250 with 7 home runs. They're all filled up. He went for the downs. White Sox in front 2-0. Looking for more.
Now you got to get an out right here. Cannot let this thing blow up early.
This man has reached in 20 consecutive games. He's gone 5 for 12 in this series. It'll pop up into left field. Coming on Martinez. JD will make the catch. They'll leave him loaded, but they also get 2. Nesson viewers 20% off your first purchase on 47brand.com. Pick up your favorite gear just in time for the fall sports season and use code NESSON20 at checkout. Steve Lyons, Dave O'Brien, Garrett Austin with you from the south side of Chicago. Quick start for the White Sox. They lead it 2-0 as Ian Kinsler leads it off against James Shields, who did come in with an ERA over 4.5. Kinsler hit his first home run as a member of the Red Sox last night. 14th of the season. As he went 1 for 4. 5-game hitting streak.
Kinsler and Shields have a long history. Kinsler's got 80 at-bats against Shields. Watch how quick his bat was last night on this home run. Short, quick, powerful swing. Put that ball up into the seats. Robinson Cano has 6 home runs lifetime against Shields. Kinsler has 5.
JD Martinez has some pretty good success against him too, and so does Nunez. 3-1. got a piece of it. Brock Holt on deck, and then Blake Swihart. Red Sox bidding for their 95th win here on the 2nd day of September. And Shields a 3-2. And he struck him out. Caught him looking. Kinsler retired, one away.
Kinsler thought this ball was a little inside off the plate. It's just kind of a little cutter right there that just comes back and gets it. Could have gone either way, I think.
Brock Holt has been swinging a good one. Last 14 games, he's batting .318. He was talking about the vertigo that he went through last year that really ate him alive. That was a terrible time for Brock to go through. It was not the result of diving for a ball or concussion or anything like that. It was an illness that came on, and never could shake that vertigo for the longest time. He said there was one time he was out there at second base, and Mitch Moreland was just throwing ground balls to him, you know, get ready to start the inning, and one of them clanged off his ankle. He said, I never even saw it. And it's got to be terrifying to think you got to get up there and hit against a guy throwing 98 when your head is spinning like that.
It's not a good feeling. I was diagnosed with vertigo myself this offseason. I don't get it often, but when it happens, it is. It feels you are spinning. And he did deal with concussion symptoms as well before that, too. So he had everything going on.
And I think everybody thought that was it. You know, it was the concussion symptoms coming back. That was not the case. He got through both of them, all of those symptoms, both of those cases, but it took a long time, longer than he ever anticipated.
Remember when Nick Gasaski got vertigo, never played again.
Never played again. And the 2-2 is in there, strike three. Came back and dropped in another one. Back-to-back Ks here for Shields. So 2 away with Blake Swihart marching up.
Tomorrow at 12:30, don't miss Red Sox Game Day Live presented by DCU. TC and Lenny will preview tomorrow's starter Nathan Eovaldi. DCU, Digital Federal Credit Union. What can DCU save you?
Blake 226, 1 home run, batting left-handed.
Kind of fitting that Blake Swihart doesn't wear batting gloves at all on Hawk Harrelson Day. From what I understand, Hawk Harrelson was like the first person to ever wear a batting glove when he played for the Kansas City Athletics, 1964.
Yep, he's famous for that.
It was a golf glove, right?
Yeah, and he was a heck of a golfer.
Oh, yes.
I mean, not just, hey, I'm pretty good on weekends. A guy who was professional level.
When he retired from baseball, he wanted to go on the tour.
We mentioned that in his pregame address, which was very well done. He said, by the way, to us in the hallway the other day, I said, how are you going to do it with the address? I mean, what are you going to talk about? He said, I have no idea. I'm going to wing it.
He did wing it.
Did a great job, but he said that he could have played professional golf as his second career, and I mean on the regular tour. Base hit into right field. Blake Swihart on here with 2 down, but he said his temper got the better of him. It helped him in baseball. It was his enemy in golf.
Golf's not a good game to have a bad temper.
Well, that's what he said, and that was the end of that, but certainly not the end of a career. Into the broadcast booth and a great run.
And he still played golf every day.
He may have played today.
You know what? I asked him about that. He said he can't play anymore. His wrist hurts. I said, that's got to be killing you. He goes, you have no idea. So I haven't played 18 holes in a year and a half.
Wow. It's got to be very tough for a guy like that.
Loves the game.
Jackie Bradley 232 with 12 home runs. Mookie Betts on deck. Red Sox down here 2-0 early.
So he was the first one ever to wear batting gloves, and Swihart and Sam Travis don't wear them all.
Yeah, unique that the Red Sox have a couple of guys, because Sam is back with the major league team with the September 1 call-ups. 2 guys who don't wear them. Jackie coming off a big night. A triple and a home run, 2 for 4 in the Sox victory.
Pretty swing on this one for JBJ. A breaking ball from the lefty. Wow, he got the head out on that one and just hammered it into right. Joe Kelly couldn't even hit it.
Also had his 4th triple of the year. And a 2-0 from Shields. Foul back.
Yeah, JBJ had a home run and a triple early in that ball game, and we were kind of hoping maybe we'd see a double and a single added to it, but he just kept hitting balls to the wall. Couldn't find another hit, but he hit some hard balls in that game that didn't end up being hits.
He drove in the game-winning run Thursday in game 1 here. He's had 2 RBIs each of the last 3 games. Big part of the offense here as of late, in particular the 2-1. Swihart on after 2 consecutive Ks. Kinsler and Holt. And a 2-2 pitch to Jackie Bradley. Runner taken off. That'll be down low and no throw on ball 3. And a stolen base for Blake Swihart.
Swihart gets a huge jump. Slow to the plate, ball in the dirt. You don't even throw. They barely even covered second base. They've got to do that. They've got to run on both Shields and Smith.
So full count on Jackie Bradley. Mookie Betts hoping to hit in the inning. Swihart with a lead at second now as he dances off. And he got a piece to hang in.
Red Sox season ticket plans for the 2019 season are now on sale. These new plans will include access to potential 2018 postseason games as well. For more information, go to redsox.com/season tickets.
Payoff pitch. Fouled off again. Pretty good battle here.
You mentioned JBJ with 2 RBIs in each of his last 3 games, and he was instrumental in all those come from behind wins too. Drove in the runs that either tied the game or put the team ahead.
Usually in the 7th inning. Pretty amazing how good the Red Sox have been in the 7th offensively. Even before the 11-run 7th at Fenway. 3-2 again. And again he spoiled it. It's up on the big board here. The Jackie set Red Sox record and tied the major league mark with 5 extra base hits against Seattle. He's had some of the best games of his career, more than just that one. I mean 4 or 5 of them against Seattle. Loves that ballpark. Safeco Field. 3-2 again. And a ground ball pulled to the second baseman Moncada. That will retire the side. So Red Sox get a man to second but cannot deliver him. Food Bank. And in Chicago, 2-0, the White Sox in front. They're batting again here at the bottom of the second off Brian Johnson. Here's the number 9 man, Adam Engel, who had himself one spectacular week of defense. From August 6th through August 12th, on 3 occasions he went over the wall and made leaping catches to steal home runs. Now he knocks a base hit into left field past the lunging Nunez, and the hits keep on coming here early for Chicago. They already have 5 hits off the lefty, so they are finding holes.
Brian Johnson in the early going is not sharp with his location. A lot of balls being left out over. Those generally get hit.
Top of the order in Lamar, 0 for 1. He whiffed to begin the ball game for the White Sox. They had him at AAA after he was claimed off waivers from Minnesota. He had a big night against the Yankees recently on Wednesday. Drove in all 4 White Sox runs, 2 doubles and a solo home run, and he's on again. Base hit, first and second, nobody out, and right now Johnson is a mystery to no one.
The White Sox have been aggressive in this series all series long. They go up swinging the bats early in counts, and right now Johnson's not finding corners with his pitches. Watch where this ball ends up. Right down the middle.
Tim Anderson hit a wind-aided home run in the first inning, but he does have 18. And he will look at ball 1. Anderson, one of the top base stealers in the American League. He's lifted 25, so he's in that Mookie Betts class.
First inning, he stepped right up there and pounded one. This got in the wind, though, didn't it? Just kept sailing and sailing on JD. JD thought he had a pretty decent shot at that initially.
Yeah, I thought crack of the bat, maybe warning track,
Went so high.
Certainly a wind tunnel out toward left center here this afternoon in the Windy City. First and second. Johnson really looking for a ground ball from this guy right at the shortstop. I think that's supposed to be Hawk Harrelson. Supposed to be.
You have to look at it sideways to see if he's got that big beak.
I think the one out in Oakland where the A's do the races on the field, the mock-up of Dennis Eckersley, that's pretty good.
Perfect.
X is pretty darn good.
He doesn't like it, but it's perfect.
Well, most of them are horrible. No, that's Hawk right there.
Yeah, there you go.
The other one might have been young Hawk. 3-1 now from Johnson. Fly ball again now toward left center. Didn't carry as much this time. Martinez will make the catch. Runner at second tagging. The throw will be cut. And Engel moves up into third base. One man out there on the corners. And Matt Davidson will be next. And here comes Dana LeVangie.
This ball sails as well, at least deep enough to get to the point where the runner could move from second to third. Ryan Lamar maybe made a mistake right there by not tagging himself. He might have been able to get into second base as that throw came into third.
That is Bobby Pointer, not Robbie Scott out there. Both have been brought back to the Major League Club with the September 1st call-ups. Bobby was with the Red Sox early in the season, pitched very, very well after making it a club coming out of spring training. And maybe getting into this game a lot sooner than anyone thought. because Johnson really scuffling. He's already allowed 2 runs, 6 hits. And a couple of base runners for Davidson, who singled and scored a run in the first inning.
Talked about it before. He needs a grounder to one of the infielders here.
Davidson had a big night 2 games ago. He had a 3-run homer in the 8th inning, really put that game out of reach. And the White Sox win in the series, and he's 6 for 11 in the series with a home run. Tags that one toward the alley. There's nobody out there. That gets to the wall on a hop. Engel is in to score. Lamar rounding. Here he comes. He's going to score on the double. And Brian Johnson is on his way to a very quick afternoon here. Davidson with his 2nd hit.
Davidson does a nice job of staying back and hitting this ball, but it's just a big looping curveball right down the middle. It's just got nothing on it. It's not towards a corner. It's sitting right there saying, hit me. And he does exactly that. Just pounds this ball into the gap. JBJ has a little trouble getting this back in, but kind of think Lamar was going to score anyway, all the way from first base.
Well, one of those days for the left-hander Brian Johnson where he was not a mystery to the Chicago White Sox. They had 4 hits in the first inning and 3 more here in the second, and they chase him in short order. So the White Sox with a 4-0 lead. And Polka about to be the hitter against Bobby Pointer. Left-hander again, just promoted back to the Red Sox 2 days ago.
Remember in that first inning, Dave, he got out of the jam finally with the bases loaded at the end of that inning. So it was a rough one.
Including a home run by Tim Anderson in the first inning. So Bobby Pointer coming on, still with a nifty 1.69 ERA in 10 appearances. He said his last couple of appearances with the Paw Sox did not go all that well, but he had been pitching pretty well before that. He felt good. Trying to get the last 2 outs here in the second inning and keep the Red Sox in it early on. And watching the scoreboard, they're in the 7th inning in New York, and Detroit is leading the Yankees 8-3. Keep you posted on that one, of course.
We've been talking a lot about this lately in these games, that the Red Sox know they can score runs. They figure they're getting on the board. But it's not that much fun trying to get 4 back every night.
Give you a look at the scoring so far today, and it started right away for Chicago.
And Anderson right here hit a ball up into the wind, and this thing just kept blowing and blowing and blowing, and finally landed in the seats for a home run. Devin Smith with an RBI single as well. That ball hit hard up over the reach of Bogey at short. Now Davidson here in the second inning, just a really good piece of hitting, waiting on that curveball and hammering it into the gap. 2 runners come around to score on that one, and that's where we are, 4-0.
Polka struck out in the first. He goes out the first one. Skies one into right field. Mookie Betts there, in on it. Wind carrying that. He'll make the play. That's out number 2.
Tonight on Charlie Moore Outdoors, Charlie teams up with knuckleball legend and Red Sox Hall of Famer Tim Wakefield. Tim's going to talk about the 2004 World Series and breaking the 86-year curse of the Bambino. Catch it all on Charlie Moore Outdoors tonight at 7 on NESN.
Jose Rondon walked in the first inning. He's their DH today. With Davidson at second, 2 gone, 4-0 Chicago. The Red Sox are going to have to rely on their excellence in day games to come on back. 30-7 in day games this season. 30-7. So winning percentage of .811, but in the hole early today.
Usually pretty good on getaway days too.
I say that knowing that the Red Sox have the lowest ERA in the majors in day games, 2.80, but that's taken a bit of a hit.
Oh, Pointer took a header there. I wonder if Pointer might have slipped in the hole that was made by someone else. Been two other pitchers out there on that mound. He just kind of trying to go back there and fix the landing spot. It's one of those things that a lot of people don't think about, is where one pitcher might land might be different than where my stride is, and maybe I'm stepping into the side of a hole. He just took a little header there. Went down. Right back up, though.
Nice follow by 3-0 on Rondon. And he drills that one in there at 90. Davidson after the 2-run double at second base. So the Sox again will have to go into come from behind mode. And the 3-1. Popped up. First baseman Moreland with a play. Now called off by Kinsler. He'll make the grab to retire the side. 2 runs in, 4-0 Chicago.
Mookie Betts Splash Bobblehead Night at Fenway Park. The first 10,000 fans in attendance will receive a Betts bobblehead presented by Coca-Cola. For more info, visit redsox.com/promos.
Mookie Betts leading off the third. Red Sox with work to do. They are down 4-0 to James Shields and the White Sox. Mookie 0 for 1, a fly to right field. He was 2 for 5 last night to run the hitting streak, the latest hitting streak, to 6 in a row.
Mookie had one of those games where he felt like he had him wrapped up in his first 3 at-bats. He didn't do a whole lot of damage, and then in his next 2 at-bats, he got base hits in both of them.
29 home runs, 26 stolen bases for Mookie. Came up empty, down he goes, strike 3. So first man is out in the 3rd inning. We toss it down to Guerin.
Thanks, Obi. Well, guys, today is another themed travel day, and this time it is college football or NFL. Now, Alex Cora is a huge Miami Hurricanes fan. He had his pullover on today. They are playing tonight, and he said they should win. McCord was telling us that Brandon Workman was very upset since his Texas Longhorns did not win last night. And guys, the players have really gotten into these travel days. We saw Brock Holt really bring his A game for back to school, and Cora said that Chris Sale kind of won that contest, but he said there are no plans to give out a prize, and they should give him a prize because he lets them travel comfortably. The big question, you guys, what will you be wearing tonight on the plane?
I'll be in a jacket suit and tie as always, Garen. Really getting into the swing of college football season. Actually, it's sort of my Tom Landry, so I'm going back to my NFL.
There you go.
I'm going with
Fedora?
With the fedora, yeah. Yeah, I'm all about the fedora.
You got to break it out.
Xander Bogaerts with a base hit first time up. What are you going with?
I'm pretty much the same.
We have to go in our work clothes. Players get to change out of theirs and go in the more comfortable stuff.
Had I been playing, I would have been all in on that.
Sure.
Seems like a lot of fun. And these guys do get into it.
Oh, in a big way. That one looped toward left field. Polka coming on, sliding, trying to make the play, and he did. He caught it. A little bit awkwardly, but he hung on, and that's out number 2.
It's coming in. This ball's sinking fast on him. He backhands the ball and makes the play. Pretty good catch.
2 up, 2 down for Mitch Moreland, who is flying to left 0 for 1. We're going to be chatting with Alex Cora in between innings here, as he'll toss on a headset from the dugout. 1-1 to count. I got to ask him just how impressed he was with Eduardo Rodriguez and that gem he threw last night. You just don't see guys coming off the disabled list and doing that.
Only guys named Rodriguez and Sale.
I think we were both thinking the same thing last night watching him work as he piled up one strikeout after another. At one point he fanned 10 out of 12 men. That it was a Sale-like performance. We've seen Chris Sale do that more than once. Rodriguez was just magnificent. 1-2. That one spun.
Now, pitchers put so much work into their command and trying to command the baseball and throw it to where they want it, hit their spots. But it's rare when you can do it to perfection like he did it last night. And even he said, that was the weirdest thing, that I was able to throw the ball anywhere I wanted.
Shields wanted that call, did not get it. He's begging a little bit. And 3-2 on Moreland. Martinez next. Those two were quite a tandem last night. Vasquez got in there as well. Christian coming off the disabled list to catch him, and that'll be ball 4. So Moreland aboard. First walk issued by James Shields in this one. Should say second one. JD Martinez was the first one in the first inning.
Well, maybe JD can find a way to make that one hurt. 2 outs here in this inning.
4 runs, 7 hits for Chicago. Nothing across on 2 hits for the Red Sox.
Shields has been bitten by the home run ball this year, 27 of them.
JD Martinez has a home run in the series. His 39 home runs, the most by a Red Sox hitter since Big Papi hit 54 in 2006. That's the franchise record. He has also scored 100 runs while driving in 115. Oh, 1. He looked to hold up, and he did. 1-1.
Batting average against when Shields is out there goes through the roof when guys get on base and he has to pitch out of the stretch. Not nearly as comfortable.
Well, JD Martinez has hit this guy well in his career. Into left center field, lengthy run for Engel, but he's going to get there to the warning track and run it down to retire the side. One man will be left, and it remains 4-0. Give you a look at the road ahead now. brought to you by People's United Bank. Red Sox heading for Atlanta. And 3 games against a very tough young Braves team, including 2 day games, Monday and on Wednesday. That'll be a well-earned off day on Thursday, right in front of the Houston Astros, Toronto, and the Mets. So a long homestand coming up. And getting a look at the brand new ballpark there in Atlanta. Smith to lead things off here against Bobby Pointer. Base hit for an RBI in the first inning for him. And then Moncada and Sanchez for Chicago. Pointer working into his second inning out of the bullpen. Garen mentioned it. When you talk about a guy who's invested in the University of Miami, that's Alex Cora.
Oh yeah,
in many different ways.
They were good to him, and he is good to the university.
I worked in the South Florida area for a long time, and knew all about the university and the commitment there, the passion of fans and their players in all sports for that university. It is as strong as anywhere. Here's the 2-1 in tight. I don't know about you, college football season kind of snuck up on me.
It does every year. You're thinking it's still summertime, and then they're out playing games already.
3-1 knocked foul by Kevin Smith.
Now my Oregon State Beavers, took it on the chin. Of course, they played a team that's probably going to play in the national title game.
Steve, I'm a little disappointed you're not going to be wearing some Beavers gear tonight.
It's all sold out. Those Oregon State Beaver jerseys, they go fast.
3-2. Thought about it, checked, and that will be ball 4. So Smith is on. Who did you say is going to play in the national championship game? Probably
Ohio State and Alabama.
Alabama, yeah.
Yes. Now I have a little Alabama tie, as you do. My daughter goes to school there.
Yeah, so
your son did.
Went undergrad. He's now at law school at the University of Georgia. They're number 3. Those are your 2 that are going to play for you.
Yeah, probably.
Georgia and Alabama. I mean, come on now. That was a pretty good game the first time.
Yes.
Moncada with a base hit in the first inning. I do not do a lot of bragging come football season about Syracuse University. Even though a handy win over the weekend. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. And a wave and a miss. That one disappeared on him on a good change.
Come on, yo-yo.
Usually the big time programs early in the season will schedule the cupcake so they can beat up on them pretty good, but it's not a good feeling to know that my Oregon State team is the cupcake.
The cupcake. Believe me, I know that feeling. 1-2.
Not in baseball, however. National champions last season.
Oh, I know. You've got bragging rights. That's a great program. One of the very best in the country. One-two on the way to Moncada, the former Red Sox. Already 7 hits for the White Sox. All of those came off Brian Johnson over an inning and a third, as he gave up 4 runs. Off the outside, would not offer at it.
Look at the strikeout numbers. Whew.
That learning curve continues. He's got a lot of talent. There's no doubt about that. 3-2. But another one to add to that list as he fans. Brian Johnson's pitching line brought to you by Ace Ticket. 38 pitches, so 28 strikes, and a lot of them hit. Not his day. That'll send up Yolmer Sanchez. He's 0 for 1, a fly to left field. That ended the first inning. Smith off the bag at first, and there's a roller to Xander Bogaerts. Got the out. Kinsler turns and safe at first base. So no double play, not hit sharply enough. Sanchez does run well. And 2 gone.
These guys up the middle turned it as well as they possibly could, but as you said, the ball just wasn't hit hard enough, and this guy gets down the line.
So 2 away. Adam Engel is next. How do you think they're doing together in the time they have been a double play combo?
I think very well. I mean, that was a nicely turned double play ball by both of those guys. They just didn't have the time to get it done. Kinsler, quick hands at second base. They do everything technically perfect. Bogey gets him the ball quickly. Nice quick hands by Kinsler. Can't help it if the ball doesn't get to you in time.
So 2 down for Engel.
Saw the communication between both of them now. Talking about who's covering the base on a stolen base. Usually give each other the sign before every pitch, and they may cross up their assignments depending on the pitch that's being thrown and the location.
Blake Swihart will receive that strike. He's behind the plate today. Blake getting more opportunities to play. Also at first base in this series. And Bobby Pointer with a 1-1 pitch. Not to be made. Runner back in. How about the National League West, which is now a dead heat between Arizona and the Dodgers, with Colorado a half game back.
Baseball needs a nice race like that.
Yeah, there are a few right now. Runner goes. Here's the toss down. Stolen base. Sanchez gets into second. Had that feeling he was going to take off, and he did.
Good jump. Goes on first move. Not sure if Swihart didn't quite get the handle on the ball real quick there. By the time he got rid of it. Sanchez is safe. That ball sailed on him a little bit. Let's see if Swihart gets this ball out of his glove as quickly as he wanted to. I guess it was an okay transfer there.
Little number foul by Engel. And the other fascinating race, or a couple actually, in baseball is in the American League West, where Houston won yesterday, Oakland lost. So the Astros have a 2.5 game lead, but they are battling for their lives to win that division.
There's not too many people out there thought Oakland would be as good a team as they are.
2-2 inside, so that fills up the count.
There's the standings that you're talking about. The Mariners starting to fade a little bit now.
Astros have gotten healthy, but they're still in a fight. Atlanta has a 3-game lead on the Phillies in the National League East. That's another tight one. Loop foul out of play, and the Cubs are up by 4.5 on St. Louis in the National League Central. 5 over Milwaukee.
It's nice to have those tight races in other divisions. I think the Red Sox would just soon have a nice lengthy lead in their division.
Sox heading into Atlanta next. They will face Fultonevich, the young fireballer in that series. Runner goes. That one ripped foul down the side, and ball attendant nearly made the play. So they'll do it again in 3-2. So here are the matchups for the next series. As far as we know, Fultonevich going on Wednesday afternoon. He was one of the more impressive pitchers to face the Red Sox all season long at Fenway, wasn't he?
Looked good. Nasty stuff.
Pointer with a 3-2. And down the line, that's going to drop in for a base hit. That's going to bring in another run. Sanchez in to score on a bloop shot by Engel to make it 5-0.
I'm not sure if Engel even knew where the ball was after he hit it. I've seen this a bunch of times this year. I can't ever remember swinging at a ball and not knowing where it went. He doesn't even know where it went. It's a base hit. It's kind of hard to do. Swing and then not even know where the ball goes. You're awfully happy when you're standing down at first base. You got a hit out of it.
Yeah, you got an RBI in your pocket.
Yeah.
He's 27th. Top of the order now, and Lamar, who has a base hit and a run. Runner taken off, and they are running. Swihart down, but not in time. So a stolen base for Engel, and they're going to run at every opportunity. Second steal of the inning.
Well, they got the nice lead in the game, and they're just running first move on Pointer. He's got to throw over every once in a while. As soon as he lifts his leg, they're taking off.
Bring him home, baby.
Already 5-0 Chicago. So Engel with very good wheels. They have a little bit of speed. They've got some power. They don't hit for average at all. As Cuevas, the right-hander, just recalled from AAA, is back up. There's reason to be very hopeful about the White Sox if you're a Chicago White Sox fan for next year.
Especially if you listen to Hawk's speech on his going away day. He's pretty excited about the future of the organization.
Yes, he called it his swan song. Here's the 1-2.
He's got a few signature sayings, but I was really surprised that he didn't end his speech with the one he uses the most. He gone.
Yeah, that should have been the mic drop moment, right?
Yeah.
He gone. Then
I
drop
thought for
it.
sure that's how it was going to end.
Here's some Hawkisms.
Duck snort.
Ground ball yanked over to third. Nunez will fire on to first base and retire the side, but the White Sox strike again, now on top 5-0. Eduardo Nunez career against James Shields, 433. And that includes 3 home runs against the right-hander. Who so far has allowed the Red Sox a couple of hits, but that's all. White Sox in command here early, 5-0. Eduardo has fly to center, 0 for 1. That had to be a great feeling when you woke up in the morning knowing you were facing a guy you were hitting 430 something against. Now maybe it won't go your way on that day, but that feeling of coming to the ballpark must be pretty special.
Yeah, you're comfortable. You feel good. You know your numbers. You know somehow along the way you're like, wow, I hit this guy really well. Of course, it depends on the kind of guy you are. If you're an optimist, you're like, I'm going to go get more. If you're a little bit pessimistic, you're like, well, the odds are going to catch up with me, right?
And you were which one?
I tried to be optimistic. No other way to be, right? Glass half full all the time. Don't look at me like that.
I'm like, you are.
Come on, man.
No, I'm not going to say it, but
I'm a happy guy.
I think you have to think that way, don't you?
Sure.
I mean, it's going to continue.
You know, one of the hitting coach's jobs,
That one roped down the line, but foul,
is to make you feel like you're the best hitter in the world when you walk to the plate. Sometimes it's all in your head. You know, every guy that's in this game, they all have great ability. You can think yourself into a slump sometimes. It's a crazy mental game. We all know that. You got to show up every day thinking you're going to get a couple hits that day.
Two, and just got the end of the bat on that to hang in. Kinsler on deck.
That's why I wish there was a different word to use when guys say, oh, you know, I kind of lost my confidence. People say, oh, he doesn't have confidence in that anymore. I just wish there was a different word, because these guys are among the most confident people in the world. They wake up every day thinking they're going to be great. Sometimes they lose something, their swagger or their something, but I don't feel like confidence is the right word for that.
He looked to hold, and he did. Ted Barrett agreed. 2-2.
Side view of that. And you're a smart guy and do, you know, tons of homework. So can you work on that for me? Find me a better word. Because I do. It makes me cringe when I hear someone say, I lost my confidence.
You know I carry a thesaurus with me in my briefcase. 3-2 to count.
Because I feel like I don't want to play with a guy that doesn't have confidence. Tell him to go home.
You make a great point too about these are very, very confident players. Talking about the 700 best players in the world, and they carry themselves that way. You know, a certain player might get into a slump or blow a couple of saves, and I think sometimes fans believe, well, he must be devastated mentally. He's like, that's usually never the case, because they're used to success. Even in a game where failure is such a big part of it.
Exactly. If you do something 3 out of 10 times right, you're great. Did Hawk make the play? Who made a play up there? Oh, Przinsky.
AJ Przinsky caught that foul ball. I mean, it was room service, but he caught it.
I hope he jumped right in front of Hawk to make sure that he didn't have to.
Payout pitch, and he'll pop that one down the line. It hangs high. Polka giving chase all the way to the stands, but into the seats.
Well, let's get a good look at this foul ball and what happened with it. Yeah, he made the play. He can still get it done.
And AJ being AJ, he gave you the Roman gladiator response. He caught a pop-up back into the stands.
Yeah, by the way, you did that your whole life. You probably... You should be confident enough that you could catch it again.
Well, I think he's pretty confident.
You know, just back to that topic, I watched Robin Ventura go 0 for 42 in his rookie year, and the guy showed up every day like he was going to get a hit.
Right to Anderson at short. 1 man away for the Red Sox here in the 4th inning.
Don't miss WB Mason Extra Innings live right after this ball game. TC and Wake will break it all down for you. You're going to hear from Brian Johnson. You'll hear from Alex Cora. Who but WB Mason, celebrating over 20 years of same-day delivery. Now, it really was amazing to watch Robin do that. We all know what kind of great player he ended up being. Never saw him throw a helmet. Never saw him throw a bat. Didn't get upset. He was upset, but he didn't show it to anybody.
Kinsler checks his swing and fouls that one away for strike one. He struck out in the second inning. And didn't he have the longest hitting streak in the history of college baseball?
69 games, I think, something crazy
like
that. Yeah, so talk about a reversal of fortune for him when he got to his rookie year.
0-1 pitch.
The only thing that I was mad about during that whole time was I was looking at Jeff Thorborg, the manager. I'm like, why don't you sit him down and get me in there every once in a while? I'm sitting over here not doing anything. This guy's going 0 for 42. You run him right out there every day.
Skip, I don't know if you've noticed, this guy can't hit.
Give him a day off.
One man out. He skipped it. Red Sox have been held to 2 hits by James Shields, who came in with 15 losses, but at least to this point, he's looked more like the old James Shields.
I tried to give Ventura a few more hits there in his college streak. It was 58 games.
58, impressive enough. And he struck him out. Foul tipped and held by Smith. 2 up, 2 down for the Sox here in the 4th inning. Brock Holt up next. Our custom suits, the ones we're going to have to wear on the flight and get fined, are designed by Joseph Abboud and made in America using only the finest Italian fabrics. Now available at Men's Warehouse, but you look so good in yours, you'll take that fine. Text NESSN1 to 66960 and receive $100 off your next Joseph Abboud custom suit purchase at Men's Warehouse.
Ouch.
Brock Holt's going to get drilled here and will take his base. So this one gets away, and the Sox have a base runner with 2 down.
This ball is just way off the plate inside, off of his ankle. It's not even close. Shields might have slipped a little bit on that delivery. You know, Dave, I think when we get home, Joseph Abboud will probably have a nice orange suit for both of us. You went to Syracuse, I was at Oregon State. We'll be wearing that.
Wait a minute. There's nothing in this universe that looks good if it's an orange suit.
Can't be. Terrible school colors, orange and black.
Take the orange jersey for Syracuse. So a runner on at first with 2 down. 5-0 Chicago. Swihart with a base hit last time up and then stole a base.
There's an orange shirt.
And a 1-0. Allen tagged to right, hit it well. Lamar back it up though, and will make the catch on the warning track to retire the side. Well, this was fitting on Hawk Day, a souvenir in his booth, and the catcher made the play. Hunger Program. Southwest Airlines, low fares, no hidden fees, that's transparency. And by Toyota's official website for deals, buyatoyota.com. At Guaranteed Rate Field in Chicago, it's 5-0 White Sox. Red Sox bring on a new pitcher, the right-hander William Cuevas, who was recalled from the BOS Sox yesterday. Last appeared for the Red Sox on August 11th in Game 2 of the doubleheader in Baltimore, and he got a big strikeout with the bases loaded in that one. Red Sox would sweep the twin bill. BOS Sox 10-7, a 3.39 ERA as a starter. Coming out of the pen, Anderson with a big cut and a miss. Down he goes, strike 3. He had homered in the first inning today.
Tomorrow at noon, do not miss Red Sox first pitch, presented by Joseph Abboud. Available at Men's Warehouse. TC and Lenny will preview this series against the Atlanta Braves.
Interleague play. Red Sox have another interleague series still to come after that against the New York Mets. 14, 15, 16 of September. Sox have dominated, going 11-3 against the National League. Davidson off to a big start today, a single and a 2-run double. He's like a lot of guys in their lineup. You know, he's hit somewhere between 17 and 19 home runs. He has 19, and hitting in the 230s coming into play with a lot of swing and miss, and he goes down hacking there. Back-to-back strikeouts by Cuevas.
Last time he went upstairs to get the strikeout. Here he goes with a nice changeup that falls off a table. Good stuff so far out of Cuevas. Look at that movement.
Palka has whiffed and flied out. And another guy hitting in the 230s with 19 home runs.
Well, that's launch angle. That's the new game.
He can hit it a long way, and he just did down the line. Did he hook it too much? That's a home run. It is gone. His 20th home run of the season.
Mitch Moreland says we should look at this. He didn't think it was a home run. He thought it was on the other side of the pole.
But for the moment, a solo home run is second of the ball game to make it 6-0. The umpires are getting together, though.
He's now calling it. Is that he's making the foul ball sign now, isn't he?
Yeah. Umpires got together. Take a look down the line. And a foul ball.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, very clearly there.
Yeah, the umpires did a good job of getting together, and quite frankly, the second base umpire has a better view of where that ball goes than the first base umpire does. Got a better angle on it.
Rick Renteria, the White Sox manager, was getting word from his video guy that indeed it was foul. And a ground ball, that one on the ground foul. So 1-2 the count on Polka. Cuevas actually trying to strike out the side as time is granted. The wind kicking up again.
Cuevas happy that they got together on that play and got it right.
And that didn't take long. 1-2. Jose Rondon on deck. This will be the best crowd of the series here this afternoon. On the A send-off for Hawk Harrelson. Tag. Well, how about this one? Is this one fair or foul? And that is gone.
Are we sure?
So he hit it. They took it back. And he hit it again. His 20th.
Hey, you just don't see that happen very often, but wow. Change up again. See the ball going down and away from him, but not enough. There's that swing we talked about. Big leg kick. He was out in front a little bit, but he caught the good part of the barrel and just pounded it.
So 6-0 Chicago. And Polka having a strong rookie season. Rondon has walked and popped up in this one.
I asked him the other day, you know, how do you get released? How do you get put on waivers by the Twins? And he said, well, you know, one season I broke my finger. And it took a long time to come back from it, and they just kind of forgot about him. Got lost in the shovel. Next thing you know, he's getting put on waivers.
Home run went 416 feet in there for a strike. So the Red Sox in a pretty sizable hole here in the 4th inning. Brian Johnson in an inning in the 3rd gave up 4 runs on 7 hits and allowed a couple of runs in the 1st inning.
I always try to talk about having clean innings. The Red Sox haven't had one. They've given up runs in every inning.
Struck him out, so he fans 3, but allows a home run to Polka. Sox, who are battling to tie the series at 2 games apiece here on getaway day. The Red Sox heading on to City of Atlanta and then home to Fenway after that, after a day off on Thursday for a nice long homestand, which includes a day off. As Jackie Bradley takes the ball. Jackie in this one 0 for 1. And the very first series is a marquee series. The Houston Astros coming in September 7, 8, and 9. The defending world champions.
Having another outstanding season again. But as you said, they're in a tight race.
And it'll be a day off, and then Toronto, and then the Mets coming in. So 9 games at home. Then the last road trip of the regular season, that's to Yankee Stadium in Cleveland. And then back home for the last week of baseball. So here we are into September. And we're talking about last homestands not that far away. 2-2. He went chasing on a pitch in the dirt to strike out. And the catcher Smith fires on to get him. 1 away. Ace Ticket is the best seats to all Red Sox games and concerts at Fenway. Prices and service are better than you can imagine.
Well, Shields has been able to keep these guys off balance with the different array of pitches he's throwing up there, but now 3rd time through the order. See if they can start to do some damage.
Mookie Betts has flied out, struck out today. He is 5 for 14 with a home run in this series. Tied for the major league lead in runs scored with 110. Up the middle, but that's where they have in position. Moncada up and over. More and more over the last couple of seasons. I know you've pointed this out several times. That's exactly where the second baseman is, right behind the bag.
Somebody's always there, either the second baseman or the shortstop. If they shift the other way, it's not a base hit anymore. You hit the ball up the middle. Look at him. He's the shift guy. I'll tell you what, Mookie hit that so hard, Moncada sidestepped it to catch it. You know, he didn't get in front of it.
Been a base hit for 100 years.
Not anymore.
2 down. Xander Bogaerts is singled and flied to left. 6-0 Chicago in the 5th. He goes the other way nicely. So his second hit today. And Xander 2 for 3.
That's a ball right there that was an out every day for 100 years. Now it's a base hit if you're smart enough to go over there. That's normally where the second baseman would be standing all day long every day, but now with all the shifts, you can beat the shift if you're an opposite field hitter.
Mitch Moreland to hit in the inning. He has flied out, taking ball 4 today. It was only the 4th hit today for the Red Sox. Martinez on deck, and a ball outside. JD has flied out, or I should say Moreland has flied out, taking a walk. JD Martinez on deck. He has a walk and a fly out today. The only hits are by Swihart, Xander Bogaerts. And a 1-0 off the outside.
That's probably the other thing that's going to have to change in the game. With all the shifting going on, it's really the normal alignment now. People are going to have to stop calling it a shift, because it really isn't. It's the way they play everybody. Maybe that's your second assignment I'm giving you. You have to come up with something different to call.
Getting a lot of assignments here.
Got homework. School's back in session.
That didn't go so well for me the first time around.
I doubt that.
Kind of like to just, forget all about it. That wasn't Mr. GPA, I'll put it that way.
Made it through, didn't you?
Got through it.
All right.
Tigers have an 8-5 lead on the Yankees. They've gone to the 9th inning in the Bronx. Strike. Moreland not too thrilled. Mitch, a guy rarely, if ever, complains at an umpire. Bogaerts the base runner with 2 down. And the 2-1. He has the count his way. 3 balls and 1 strike, trying to get the inning to JD Martinez and get something going.
In today's game, even if they do have guys on base, it seems like it's after they get 2 outs.
Hitters count. Here's the 3-1 from Shields as the runner goes, and it is swung on and missed, and another stolen base without a throw. That's happened a couple of times today for the Red Sox. This time Xander takes second.
It's almost like Little League Baseball when they don't make a throw. Yeah, Xander's slowing down on his way to second on a stolen base. You almost never see that. Now he's in scoring position. Base hit scores him now.
Number 6 for him. Right now the Red Sox just trying to get on the scoreboard.
All right, James, put him away.
And a veteran right-hander with the 3-2. Struck him out swinging, and that'll do it for the Red Sox. They get a man to second, but again cannot bring him in. .138, the Red Sox would beat Chicago 7-6. Brandon Workman picked up his 4th win. Koji Uehara collected his 16th save, and David Ortiz paced the offense with 2 hits and 3 RBIs. Sounded like a typical day in the park for the 13 Boston Red Sox.
It's always fun to hear about a game that Koji was in.
It brings a smile to your face. I mentioned this the other day. Every time we do one of these and Koji is involved, which is often, we talk about the 13 Red Sox, it brings a big smile to your face to remember the joy that he played with. Remember how he used to fly off the mound, high five everybody. And about take your arm off. Guys were running from him.
And wasn't even supposed to be the closer. Came out of nowhere really to close games.
He was like the 4th choice that year.
And then dominated.
Oh, he was so good. So much fun to watch. 3-1. And ball 4. So Smith will be on for the third time today, 2 walks and a single.
Wednesday, September 12th is Devers Gnome Night at Fenway Park. The first 10,000 fans in attendance will receive a Rafael Devers Gnome, presented by Granite City Electric. For more info, go to redsox.com/promo.
Did you expect Devers to be recalled?
Yes.
You know, still working his way back. They want him to get more at bats, but there was more to it than that. As Moncada takes one inside. Alex Cora, you know what a huge fan he is, and a big believer in Rafael Devers as far as long-term major league future. Rafael's a very popular guy in that clubhouse. He's like everybody's little brother. Tremendous amount of talent. Still just a baby, but Alex Cora did say he's got to play better.
And I think he will come up eventually, don't you?
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
No question.
But I think that was a little bit of a wake-up call, too, because that's exactly what Alex Cora said. The reason he's not here right now is because he doesn't deserve to be here. It wasn't playing well enough to be called back up at this point in time.
Well, he did use the phrase, I'm going to go with the best guy, the guy who's playing the best right now. And there's no question that's Eduardo Nunez, offensively and defensively.
And, you know, you don't necessarily want Eddie to be looking over his shoulder right now. He's playing really well. He shouldn't have to worry about playing time at this point.
Moncada has singled and struck out today. Nobody out, 1 on. White Sox have out hit the Red Sox 9-3. William Cuevas, the 3rd Red Sox pitcher today.
You mentioned earlier the uniforms that the White Sox are wearing. Started that in '83, I believe you said. They wore those for about 5 or 6 seasons. When I got here, that was the uniform we were wearing. There's Harold Baines. What a player.
Boy, could he hit.
Those uniforms were the laughing stock of baseball, around baseball. Everyone else laughed at him with the number on the pants.
Swung on and missed. Down goes Moncada on strikes for the 2nd time. Well, they had one year where they wore shorts. Actually wore shorts.
And their jerseys had collars on them.
And were those the jerseys that Chris Sale felt were very, very uncomfortable? Were those the same jerseys?
I don't know, but I don't think so, because as you said, they were shorts. They were wearing throwback jerseys that year, that game.
Right.
But I don't remember what year they were wearing. And I think every member of the White Sox would have cut the jerseys up if they went back to the shorts.
That's what well, yeah.
Those were no fun for anybody.
Homer Sanchez has scored a run after reaching on a fielder's choice and stealing a base. Smith, the base runner. 6-0 Chicago. Well, Hawk Harrelson, very classy mention of Chris Sale during his speech today, and I think Chris was in the dugout listening along with a lot of other guys, and he said Chris Sale, best pitcher in baseball. Nice tip of the cap to the former White Sox ace.
I would concur. You don't see anybody. Obviously, we haven't seen Chris pitch for a little while, but you don't see anybody out there on a daily basis that's better than him.
No doubt about that. 2-1. Slapped into right field for a base hit. Smith on his way to third as he rounds the bag. And he is safely down to third base on a single by Sanchez. And here come the White Sox again, first and third. And it'll bring up the number 9 man, Adam Engel, who's perfect today, 2 for 2. .240 hitter, but a very good afternoon. That includes an RBI and a stolen base. Ryan Lamar on deck. Only 1 out in the 5th. Ryan Johnson got the start but could not get out of the second inning. Bobby Pointer came on in relief, followed by William Cuevas, who's dealing the 0-1. Got him to chase it. 2 strikes on Engel.
That's the definition of chasing a pitch. You're not going to catch up with this one. Chase it all you want. You're not going to find it. That's in the other batter's box over there. Cuevas has found himself in a little bit of trouble, but every out he's recorded is via the strikeout.
0-2, and add another one. He gets Engel. He makes it out for the first time here today, and there are 2 gone. Don't miss your last chance to enter Nesson's Backyard Ballpark Contest. You can upload a short video of your backyard ballpark to nesson.com/ballparks by tomorrow, and we will pick a winner. Yours comes out on top. We'll host a private party for your family and friends at your home field. Nesson's Backyard Ballpark Contest, presented in part by Lighthouse Construction. Top of the order, in Lamar is 1 for 3 with a single and a run.
Some people go all in on those backyard ballparks, don't they?
Oh my God, you have no idea.
It is unbelievable.
Have you seen some of the tapes?
Yeah, it's crazy how good it is.
Down to the very last detail. Some of them have, like, you know, that Morse code.
Yeah.
Between the Yankees up there on the board at Fenway, and the toss over, dive back by Yomer Sanchez.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but the Morse code does say Tom Yawkey and Gene Yawkey. Is that correct?
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I thought was their names.
But the detail is just incredible. And as we say in the promo, you know, you can put on the winner. You can put on a party for everybody. And so when we talk about the snacks and, you know, the beverages and everything, that's also going all the way. We've seen some spectacular things. Jerry and I have done it in past years on our visits, and we're blown away by the food. Hope that continues. Here comes the 1-1.
Food is a good theme at a ballpark.
Oh my.
I think Karen Austin should be a part of that party as well, don't you?
Well, unless she has plans. She probably does, knowing Garen, but I think you've just committed her to the project, unfortunately, Steve. Here comes the 2-1.
I am always down for a party.
Oh, well, that's
we know
true.
this. We know this. I like to plan them, but I'll take the invite any day.
You want to have a great party, get Garen involved.
Oh, nothing I love more than a good party.
Putting that together, and I'm looking forward to picking the winner. And also being on site, because folks are just great. They get so into it. And it's a neighborhood feel, because you have people from all around those particular neighborhoods who flock. And foul back.
Yeah, I got to think, if I built this great Fenway Park in my backyard, everybody around knows it.
They already know it.
And they're coming over every once in a while. You probably have some good barbecues out there, maybe some good wiffle ball games. You don't put up Fenway Park in your backyard and it go unnoticed.
No, they're great. A lot of effort, a lot of expense goes into the winner every year. Here comes the 2-2. Rolls that one. A diving stab here by Moreland. He flips it out of the bag in time to get him. Cuevas got there for the out. Moreland going sprawling, and the sideways flip to end the inning.
Lamar wants them to look at it. They're trying to make a decision on whether they will or not. Check it out. He's out.
No question. And we will go to break here in Chicago on the final out. Top of the 6th inning, J.D. Martinez will lead things off. Red Sox trying to get up on that scoreboard against James Shields. It's been a throwback performance for him in the throwback uniform. J.D. has walked and flied out to center, but followed by Nunez and then Kinsler. And 1-0. Toward the hole and through, but a diving play. Anderson, he will throw, and he will not get him. Wow. Made it very close, given the circumstances.
That ball was past him, and he still caught it. And then almost got up and threw J.D. out. It takes J.D. a little while to get going, but man, this is a hit all day long for anybody. Look at this play. Still has enough guts on the throw to almost get J.D. out, but here we go. There's a little start. When you look at what Shields has done today, he's made some really good pitches, but I also feel like he's thrown a lot of hittable pitches that the Red Sox have swung through or popped up today. Hopefully it's just a matter of time, and it's getting late now before they start hitting them hard.
Eduardo Nunez with a fly out and a grounder to short. He's hit him very well in the past. This time up the middle into double play territory. Out at second, out at first. 2 down. Time for Built for Baseball, presented by T-Mobile. That last play by Moreland.
Very nicely done, stretched out. Watch how calm he just flips it over. Cuevas just beats the play to first. Lamar striding. Check it, check it. Yeah, no. The runner always thinks he's safe.
Sure.
Like Eck would say, I gotta have it. Gotta have that base hit.
2 down for Kinsler, who has whiffed twice today.
Ooh, look out.
Last night, his first Red Sox home run. He skies this one on the infield, and Moncada coming in on the grass. He'll have that, and that's a fast inning for the Red Sox, despite the base hit. Bottom 6, 6-0 Chicago. And Tim Anderson to lead it off. He ripped a home run in the first inning. They scored twice in the first, 2 more in the second. Another home run came later by Daniel Polka in the 4th inning. He actually hit one that was ruled a home run, then overturned as a foul ball, and just a few pitches later he straightened one out. Hit it down the line, and that one was fair. Shot down the left field line. Martinez with a lengthy run. Anderson can fly. He's heading into second. He will go in hard, and he's safe. Tim Anderson, his second extra base hit today.
That's a play there where if you're the second baseman, you almost have the right to be a little bit upset. You're supposed to slide into the bag. You know you can't take a guy out anymore. Kinsler's in his position and basically gets run right over at second base right there.
This was a really fine throw by J.D. Martinez.
Right on the money. He just didn't have enough time to get him.
So leadoff double brings up Davidson. He has singled and doubled in a pair of runs today. 11 hits for Chicago. Detroit leads the Yankees in the bottom of the 9th inning, 11-5, with 2 out. So it's been a tough day so far for the top 2 teams in the American League East, and it sounded like it hit him, and it did. And it just grazed him, but Davidson is on. Runners will be on at first and second. After the game, stay tuned for Red Sox Final, presented by Rodenheiser Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Electric, with TC and Wake. And in the pregame, they talked about Mookie Betts hot entering the game. Tim Anderson is cold, but Anderson has the double and the home run. Here's Polka again. Strikeout, a flyout, and a home run. His last at bat was fascinating with the 2 line drives that he hit. Eventually picking up his 20th home run on the second effort. Here comes the 0-1 from Cuevas. It's a high fly driven into right, but this one won't carry, and Betts is there. Runner tagging. Anderson's going to advance from second to third with 1 down.
Here's what you were talking about here, Dave. This is a long, deep drive down the line. They ruled this a home run at first until they got together and conferred and said, wait a minute, that was a foul ball. It went to the right of the foul ball. And then a couple pitches later, boom, right back down the line. This time easily fair and deep into the seats. And he got his home run anyway.
He was determined.
And he got to wear the home run necklace.
Garen's got the story on that. Dying to hear this. The home run necklace that the guy who hits the blast gets to wear. And there it is.
The old Sox logo. It's a sweet necklace, too.
You say.
It's almost like the old Big Poppy 34 necklace they gave out.
1-0 knock foul.
Well, I know Garen does have that story. The suspense is killing me.
Rondon's gone 0 for 2 of the walk today. He is the designated hitter this afternoon. 6-0 Chicago. And a 1-1 from Cuevas. That's a strike. Anderson on at third, Davidson on at first. Comebacker, he's got it. He's going to fire down to second, out there on to first. High throw, took him off the bag, and a run is in. Anderson will score. Let's go to Garen Austin.
OBC, so we first noticed the home run chain the other day, and I was actually talking with TC's good friend Ryan Lamar, and he told me that it was Tim Anderson's idea. I guess this is recent. It just showed up in the clubhouse one day, and all the guys love it. They said it adds a little bit of excitement. They kind of enjoy strutting it in the dugout for a little while, but you don't want to forget to take it off. Now, you guys, the Red Sox have had some home run celebrations this year. We've seen Mookie take the helmet off, and Brock and JD have their hug, but I don't see a chain happening with this Red Sox team anytime soon.
No, I don't either. You know, if a guy hits one moments later to go back to back, you've got to give it up.
You give it up.
That's gone.
What have you done for me lately?
Right.
Yeah, I love that kind of stuff. You know, today's players are so much more free to express, have a little bit more fun. Certainly it's all business down there, but nothing wrong with something like that.
Kevin Smith, the batter, he has reached base 3 times today. 2 walks and a single. Now 7-0 Chicago. Red Sox failing to turn the double play, so a run came in to score.
It's great when teams come up with something that helps them bond together. It's a theme that can carry them through a season. Win, dance, repeat was certainly a big deal with the Red Sox.
And skip on by all the way to the backstop and advance Rondon down to second. Well, the umpire's coming out now. Blake Swihart. Here comes Alex Cora as well. Something up with Cuevas. Something of a physical nature. He had a pretty vicious comebacker at him when he tried to start the double play. You wonder if it had something to do with that.
He's coming out. Caught that ball pretty well, made the throw, and then the throw offline by Bogey. But see if you see anything odd there. Kind of didn't see anything too unusual there, but he's out of the game, so something happened.
So that will do it for Cuevas, and the Red Sox didn't have anybody warming up. So we're going to have a bit of a delay here. Looks like Robbie Scott is going to be brought in. Yep, Robbie coming in. But he's going to be given all the time he requires. He was not warming out there.
Anytime someone's replaced because of an injury on the mound, the guy you bring in gets as much time as he needs to warm up, as if he was out in the bullpen getting ready to play the game, which is only fair.
So Robbie will become the 3rd reliever. We're going to take the break as well. Red Sox are trailing 7-0 here in Chicago. Pitching change due to injury, and we'll have more in a moment. Like donut fries, pretzel bites, and waffle breaded chicken tenders. Steve can't get enough. America runs on Dunkin'. Price and participation may vary. It is a limited time offer. So Robbie Scott continues his warm-up tosses here. Red Sox trail 7-0 in Chicago. Been a very quiet day for the offense. And the Red Sox are working now on their third different relief pitcher. Look at Robbie's numbers with the BOS Sox. He's got a different look, no facial hair.
Every relief pitcher coming into the game today has been a September call-up. Spent most of their seasons in AAA.
And Robbie last appeared at the major league level on July 13th in a game against Toronto. And he will inherit a runner at second base. They just scored again to make it 7-0. It's a final in the Bronx. The Tigers knock off the Yankees 11-7.
Well, that helps out a little bit.
So whatever transpires the rest of the day here on the south side, the Red Sox will go to Atlanta with at least a 7.5 game lead. At the moment at 8, pending the outcome of this one. And here's Kevin Smith with a single and a pair of walks. The count now 3-0 on him, as Scott had inherited a 2-0 count. Runner at second, 2 gone. White Sox with 11 hits. The Red Sox have but 4. And going to be ball 4. So another base runner. They've had 3 of them in the inning. Runners at first and second.
Tonight at 10 p.m. on NESN Sports Today, we'll have a full recap of today's Sox game, plus the latest from Bruins captain practice. NESN Sports Today is presented by People's United Bank, where the technology is as helpful as the people.
Here comes Moncada for the 4th time. A single and 2 strikeouts for the young second baseman.
It's kind of his season in a nutshell, isn't it? When he hits the ball, he gets hits. The rest of the time he strikes out. Is he sneaking up on 190 of them now?
Yep, 2 more today. Up the middle he goes, and a dive. Bogaerts has it. That's going to save a run. Runner had to hold at third base. Nice sprawling effort there by Xander Bogaerts on the base hit by Moncada.
Like I said, if he hits it, he gets hits. Great play here by Xander right there to save a run. That ball squirts through. Another one comes home. That's all he's trying to do. He knows right now he's got no play, just to stand up, make sure no one else goes anywhere.
Rodon could not score. He held at third, and that'll bring up Yomer Sanchez with the bases loaded and 2 down. 12th hit of the day for Chicago. Sanchez is 1 for 3, a single and a stolen base. The White Sox have been running effectively today. And Robbie Scott with a 1-0. And a breaking ball dips down.
Sanchez with great numbers with the bases loaded this season. There's his career numbers. This year he's 4 for 8.
And Scott's 2-0. A strike. Caleb Frere, the left-hander in their bullpen. The been getting a very strong effort out of James Shields today.
Came out dealing today.
Nice work to count his way now. 3-1. Engel on deck. All filled up with 2 gone, and the 3-1 to Yomer Sanchez. A high pop up into left center. Charging on, Jackie Bradley coming on Martinez, and Martinez will make that catch to retire the side. They do get another run, 7-0 Chicago. At 47brand.com and by Harbor One Bank, ranked the #1 bank in Massachusetts by Forbes. Back in Chicago, top half of the 7th inning. 7-0 White Sox. This young man is making his major league debut. Caleb Frere, the left-hander. He was acquired from the Yankees back in July. They just brought him up prior to today's game from AAA Charlotte. Be taking on Brock Holt to begin the inning. 7 runs, 12 hits for the White Sox. Nothing across on just 4 hits for the Red Sox today. It's been a very quiet afternoon for the Red Sox offensively.
Red Sox are happy to see a change here. Shields wasn't giving up anything.
Monaco taking over in left. And a little dribbler towards second base. Moncada will be tested. Zips it on. Pretty smooth for out number 1. Walker taking over in right. Being told that William Cuevas had to come out of the ball game because of heat-related illness. Very warm day here in Chicago. Here's Blake Swihart, base hit and a liner to right. 1 for 2. Batting right-handed this time.
Sometimes on a day like this, you don't drink enough water. You might have been dehydrated. Those kids are getting enough water.
Part of a very nice crowd here today of 30,745. Biggest crowd easily of the series. Out to pay tribute to Hawk Harrelson. Very touching pregame speech. He's in his last year in the broadcast booth, 33 seasons. Also served as a Red Sox broadcaster, of course, as a Red Sox player. There's some great Carl Yastrzemski stories from the 1960s.
He had some serious flair. Still does.
Cut out a miss. Swihart down hacking. So 2 down in the Red Sox 7th.
Don't miss the action as the Red Sox take on the National League East leading Braves this Labor Day. Live stream any NESN Red Sox game anytime, anywhere you go. Celebrate the holiday with the Red Sox on your desktop or your favorite mobile device. Visit NESNGO.com or download the NESN Go app.
Always a big day in the baseball season, Labor Day. As Jackie Bradley is grounded out, struck out today. Sox only have 4 hits. Xander Bogaerts has half of them. They're all singles. Here's the 0-1. Kid's got a live fastball, 95 in there for a strike.
Just came over here from the Yankees. Spent 6 years in the minor leagues with one team. You get traded to another team, you're in the big leagues the next day almost.
Well, they're in a position where they can look at a lot of people with an eye toward 2019. White Sox with a record of 54-82. They're 23.5 behind Cleveland. The Indians have opened up a 14-game lead in that division. Jackie Bradley down swinging. That'll do it. 1-2-3 go to Red Sox. Fenway Park is located right behind Section 12 on the lower concourse. Beth Israel Deaconess Medical Center. Visit bidmc.org. Adam Engel about to lead off with the bat today. He's been in trouble with a couple of hits. With the glove in August, he was on fire.
He's always trouble with the glove. Show you some of the great plays that he made within the span of about a week. Get up over there. Gets back to the wall, times it nicely, gets up over it. Got some skying ability there. That one he had a ton of time to figure it out. Got up over the wall. What'd you say there, Dave? How much time in between all those 3 catches? Just over a week or something?
Just about a week, yeah. Yep, he was on every highlight show there for about 6 or 7 days. And about to lead things off against Robbie Scott. Angle with a base hit in second, base hit in the third, and a stolen base as well. He'll be followed by Lamar and then Anderson. The Red Sox have made several changes. Swihart is now at third base. Zue Lin is at short. Brock Holt has moved over to second base. Sandy Leon doing the catching. Steve Pearce taking over at first base. Feeling a little bit like Fort Myers. Scott staying on. That one flicked foul by Engel. Delmonico now on deck. Sam Travis in the game in right field. Steve and I are still here. And so is Guerin.
And we'll be here till the end.
7-0 White Sox. Here comes the 1-2. Red Sox moving on to Atlanta after this one is done. 3 games against the Braves. 2 of them are in the afternoon, including on Labor Day. Nathan Eovaldi going for the Sox game 1 on Monday. Rick Porcello on Tuesday night at 7:30. The Sox have not announced a starter yet for Wednesday.
Gotta imagine the Red Sox really don't know how to feel right now. They have very few games during the season where they get trounced. 7-0. It's been a rough day. Hard to find any hits out there today. Just 4 of them.
Another key start coming up for Eovaldi. He was not going well the other day when the rains came and washed it out after just a couple of innings here. So he has to turn it around quickly and focus again, and he is in need of a good solid outing.
He's going to have to turn it around against a very good Atlanta team.
3-2 coming. Swing and a miss, struck him out. Second time that Engel has struck out. Top of the order in Delmonico. Red Sox playing so well, ratings have been high. Another factor in our strong ratings is NESN availability. As you can see, there are more ways than ever to get NESN. To see a complete list of where to get NESN, check out getnesn.com.
You got to figure out a good way to pick a TV provider. So many options out there.
Delmonico batting for the first time. Looks at strike 1. That'll dip down and in. Braves have a couple of the best hitters in the National League. Veteran guys, Freeman and Markakis, both in the top 8 in batting average.
Freeman's been such a good player for a long time.
Ooh, that got him. There have been a lot of hit batsmen in this series, haven't there?
And especially Robbie Scott has been trying to get deep inside on these White Sox hitters. He's almost hit a few guys, and now he did.
He drills Delmonico.
This Sales way up and in quick.
We got him in the ribs, it looked like. Bent over in some pain. But they've got a base runner with one down, and he's up.
Delmonico just got into this ball game. Daryl Boston, the first base coach, my former roommate when I was here with the White Sox. I can't believe that Daryl Boston never actually played for Boston. Seemed like it would have been a perfect fit. His name would have been on the front of the uniform and the back.
Well, that certainly would have been amusing.
At times like this. He was a good player, too.
Yeah, he was. Tim Anderson now with a base runner and one down. He's had a good day with a home run, a double. He scored twice. Yeah, the top two hit men in the National League are Freeman and Markakis. They both have 161 hits to lead the National League. So you have your hands full with the Braves.
Yeah, I was about to say that, you know, Freddie Freeman's been such a wonderful player for so long, but they went through that dry spell as an organization. He kind of got lost in the shuffle down there. Continued to put up good years, but they weren't a good team.
That one stung, headed for the wall in right field. That one gets to the bottom of the fence. Dug out there by Travis. The runners pull up at second and third. Here come the White Sox. Tim Anderson's had a day with 3 extra base hits now.
Bobby Scott's had a tough time finding the plate, and now when he does, Anderson hammers this ball the other way. He's had a nice day offensively, but give the Red Sox credit on this play. Sam Travis is out there in the outfield. He's normally a first baseman. He does a great job of getting this ball in. Good relay throw. Pierce cuts it off, and they save the run from scoring. Pierce was in a double cutoff situation there. Holt was the first guy, Pierce the second.
Is Davidson. He's got a multi-hit game, a single, a double today.
There he goes again, hard in.
To be careful with him too. He's hit 19 home runs. Delmonico at third, Anderson at second. They already have a commanding lead. Now really trying to make it a laugher today as Davidson cuts and misses. Polka on deck. He homered today. And a 1-1 from the left-hander. Now 7 runs, 13 hits for Chicago. No runs, only 4 hits for Boston. Twice Chicago's left the bases loaded today.
And they've scored in every inning except one.
Yeah, every inning save the 5th. And Scott has fallen behind here 3-1. And if he misses here, that's going to load up the bases. And made a tough pitch. Good changeup. 3-2. See if he'll throw that again.
Well, the old saying in baseball is that whatever you see 3-1, you're going to get 3-2. Doesn't have to be that way.
Second and third, they lead away with 1 man out and the 3-2. And he struck him out. Came back with a fastball that time. And he fans Davidson for the second K in the inning. Time for our refreshing finish, brought to you by Coors Light.
Let's look at Polka in the 4th inning here when he hit that home run right down the line. But wait a minute. Let's get a second look at that because we think it might have been a foul ball. In fact, it was. A couple pitches later, he gets a changeup again, and he hits this one inside the foul pole, so that's a home run, and he gets the necklace.
Here's Polka, home run in the 4th inning. He's also flied out twice and struck out, and he will swing and miss as he looks at strike 1. 7-0 White Sox, 7th inning. This one quickly got into the hands of the bullpen today in the 2nd inning. That's a strike. 0-2. Jose Rondon on deck. Runners at 2nd and 3rd for Chicago. Swing and a miss. He got out of it and strands 2 runners in scoring position.
$49.99. Watch every out-of-market regular season game, plus get a free subscription to MLB At Bat Premium. Blackout and other restrictions do apply. Visit MLB.tv for details.
On to the 8th inning. We're at 7-0 Chicago. Juan Minaya will be their new hurler. This will be his 41st appearance, a .419 earned run average. Zhu-Wei Lin will bat for the first time, hitting in Mookie Betts' spot.
Minaya came in the other night, got a hold, did give up a run though.
Zhu-Wei returning to the Major League club as part of the September call-ups. His 5th Major League stint this year. He's played 20 games for the Red Sox. He's hitting .182. Now in the game at short. Sam Travis, who's taken over in right field, is on deck.
You remember the last time you saw Lynn, he was wearing number 5. Now he's wearing number 30 because Ian Kinsler came and Kinsler said, I'd like to wear number 5.
And he gets that.
He got it.
With the career that Ian has had.
When you have 401 career doubles.
Here's the 0-2 to Zhu-Wei.
It used to be in the old days that if a guy wanted your number, you'd buy him a suit. And then,
just a suit?
Yeah, well, that was way back then. And then it got to be a watch. Like guys were, getting nice watches to
ramping it up there.
Yeah. Get yourself a nice Rolex or something because someone else wanted to wear my number. I'm giving it up.
He cuts and misses for strike 3, so 1 away in the Red Sox 8th. Let's toss it down to Garrett.
Obi, we want to remind everyone at home that the White Sox and White Sox Charities are having an online charity auction in honor of Jerry Remy. Now, the auction items include memorabilia from major leaguers who played for both the Red Sox and the White Sox, and all fans need to do is bid at whitesox.com/auction, but they only have until 7 p.m. tonight. And guys, all the proceeds benefit the Jimmy Fund in honor of Jerry Remy, so really benefiting a great cause. And of course, we're all thinking about Jerry every day.
Every day, no question about that.
What a nice gesture, jeez.
Terrific gesture by the White Sox. And I know Jerry is really honored. Garrett and I both chatting with him here in the last few days via text, and he's very touched by that. And missing work too.
Sure. Loves to work.
White Sox leading here 7-0. Travis batting for the first time. Xander Bogaerts had 2 hits while he was in the game. Slap foul. Xander also stole a base. Victor Velasquez up in the bullpen and loosening. He'll be the next man on. Bullpen forced into the game early today. White Sox struck for 2 in the first inning, 2 more in the second. Single runs in the 3rd, 4th, and 6th. You like to play that game. Well, this guy looks like this guy. How about Sam Travis and A.J. Przinsky? It's a little bit.
Yeah, it's a pretty good call.
That'll be in there for strike 3. So 2 down. As we take a look ahead of the series against the Braves. Player profile brought to you by Verizon Wireless. Mookie Betts likes to hit him. 10 games against Atlanta. Mookie hitting .375 with a home run. 5 runs batted in. He likes to hit a lot of teams.
He can flat out rake. Doesn't matter who he's playing against.
I thought it kind of gets buried a little bit, when you play 4 games, but I thought Mookie had an exceptionally good, again, defensive series. Never takes a day off there, but
you just don't see him make mistakes in any facet of his defensive game. He doesn't make bad throws. He doesn't take bad routes. He just never makes mistakes.
He's going to walk to another Gold Glove.
And should. It'll be perennial now.
Way up there in defensive runs saved. Mookie Betts. And according to Fangraphs, Mookie leads the majors in the key category of wins above replacement at 8.7. And his 17 defensive run saves are number 2 among all outfielders.
You talk Mookie, you get to see Mookie. Friday night. That's actually Jackie Bradley Jr. right there with a great relay, throwing some guy out the home plate.
Popped up by Pierce into short right. Coming on is Polka to make the play. And the Red Sox will dip 1-2-3 in the 8th inning.
This Labor Day, it's the best versus the even better.
Got into the bullpen.
Rookie of the Year and MVP candidates. The best players in baseball showdown in Atlanta.
That's a beautiful thing.
Can the Braves hold off the toughest team in baseball and keep their playoff hopes alive?
This series is a test here.
Red Sox Braves. The 3-game interleague series begins tomorrow at noon on NESN. Stream it live on NESN Go.
We average over 3,700 daily flights and 99 destinations, but they all go to the same place, somewhere you love. Low fares and no hidden fees to your favorite places. That's transparency. At At Southwest, we put people first. From fares to fee policies to our rewards program. And somehow putting you first made us first. I guess that makes us both #1. Low fares, great service. That's transparency.
Now, T-Mobile has unlimited for the rest of us. Unlimited ways to be you. Unlimited ways to share with others. Unlimited ways to live for the moment. All for as low as $30 a line. Unlimited for you, for them, for all. Right now, get unlimited for as low as $30 per line for 4 lines at T-Mobile.
It's Jim from Ace Ticket. You know, for years I've been telling you about the great customer service you get at Ace Ticket, but don't listen to what I say. Listen to what our customers say. Well, it feels great when you read something like this, and this is the service that we're proud of. We know Boston. We've been here for 35 years. We go to the games just like you. We're Boston sports fans just like you, and we're here to give you the tickets you want and the service you deserve.
CVS Health is investing $50 million over 5 years to extend their commitment to helping people lead tobacco-free lives and move us one step closer toward a tobacco-free generation. Learn more at cvshealth.com/be-the-first. Hector Velasquez will make an appearance here as we take it to the bottom half of the 8th inning. It's been all White Sox today as they lead it 7-0. Closing in on a split of this 4-game series. Red Sox will not see them again until next season. And they could be a real factor in the American League Central.
I think they're banking on it. Suddenly have a very nice starting staff.
They really do. And they've been pitching like one in recent weeks. Had a good August and a winning record in August. Rondon to lead things off. Hitless today. 7 runs, 13 hits for Chicago, no runs, 4 hits for the Red Sox. Days like this have been few and far between for the men from Boston. And Hector Velasquez with a 1-1. He threw the hole for a base hit.
Kind of I was saying before, these guys don't really know how to act when they get beat like this. This doesn't happen very often. You know what they're going to do is regroup and come back out and play good baseball tomorrow.
It'll be in Atlanta. Evaldi on the mound at 1:05. Braves have yet to announce a starter for tomorrow's game. Loss today would put the Red Sox back to 50 games over 500. But the Yankees did lose to Detroit. They had their hands full in that series with the Tigers. And so the Red Sox with a loss here today would still maintain a 7.5 game lead. Kevin Smith has not made an out in this ball game. He has been walked 3 times and he's singled. One and 2. And a souvenir. Sox were bidding for their 95th win, still are, but down 7-0. But they've won 95 or more in a season 17 times. Most recently in 2013. That club won 97 on its way to a world championship.
It's a lot of winning. 95 wins 17 times.
Yes.
Jeez.
Won 95 and 09. And right now at 94 and 43. Red Sox have already won more games this season than they won all of last year when they won the division. Tag to center. Jackie Bradley back a bit to grab that one away. Time for our high strength steel play. It's brought to you by New England Chevy dealers and the Chevy Silverado.
James Shields had a nice day today. Kept the hitters off balance. That's just a backup slider for a called third strike. There's another cutter, outer half. Good slider there. He had his breaking stuff working. He could throw his fastball every once in a while to keep you off balance. And again, breaking ball, breaking ball, breaking ball.
Kind of looked like the old James Shields in his Tampa Bay days. He was a mainstay. Yeah, won a lot of big games. They were a playoff contender. Made the playoffs several times under Joe Madden. Interesting reading some of the newspaper columns here in Chicago since we got to town. Is that one little topper on the infield handled by the pitcher. He'll flip on to get the out. Rondon down to second base. We've been talking about the Cubs manager Madden and kind of sticking up for him like he should be brought back next year. And he's making a lot of money. I think he's pulling down about $6 million a year as a manager. That's a ton of money for a manager, but you think about what he's already done. He brought them a World Series and a parade to end all parades here in Chicago, and it seems very soon for people to be debating whether or not he should be brought back.
Yeah, who have they had before or after that have done a better job than he has? They're in first place again.
You know, the manager they fired to hire him is Rick Renteria, the manager of the White Sox.
Who's a great baseball guy.
I found that conversation fascinating given the fact they have a lead of 4.5 games in their division. They're going to the playoffs.
It's nice to see Renteria get the job here for the White Sox because he kind of got a raw deal there in Chicago. He managed them one season, and then when Madden became available, the Cubs just couldn't help themselves, and they decided to make that move. Certainly Rick Renteria didn't do a bad job in his season there with the Cubs.
No, he didn't, but it worked out for the Cubs. I mean, they worked out pretty darn well.
Well, also,
I know it's cold-blooded, but
yes, and you know, it also coincided. They brought Madden in. They brought their kids up from the minor leagues, and they spent a ton of money on free agents that season too. So it was a completely different ball club that Madden was taking over, and they put together an excellent team very quickly.
In there for a strike. I think Joe's a terrific manager. I thought he got in the way at the end of the World Series and overmanaged things, dropping bunts down, trying to do things like they had a lineup that could score a lot of runs, much like the current Red Sox. They could score 6 on you in a heartbeat. You don't have to get in the way of that.
Swing it.
That one will squib underneath Leon and go all the way toward the backstop. The runner will advance. So Rondon down to third base here with 2 down. 7-0 Chicago. So pass ball on Sandy. And Velasquez with a 2-2. Fouled off his foot. Red Sox heading home after the 3 games in Atlanta. Day game, night game, day game. And we'll do battle with the Houston Astros. Really looking forward to that series. September 7, 8, and 9 at Fenway at the top of a really long homestand. 9 games in 10 days. Astros came into play today with a 2.5 game lead over Oakland. Tough to shake those A's.
I know you've been a big fan of the way they play
all season, really. I realize there are only 2 teams that have a winning record against the Red Sox. Well, coming into the series, the White Sox were one of them. There's a base hit into right field. Rondon chased in to make it 8-0. And the other is the Oakland A's. So Sanchez with his second knock today. And 8-zip Chicago.
Sean Manaea, no hit. Boston Red Sox.
Yeah, think about that. As stout as the Red Sox have been, leading the majors in runs scored in about a dozen categories, they were no hit by the left-hander in Oakland.
And didn't they come into that series having just crushed the ball? they see Manaea got nothing.
Ripped down the line, but foul. Well, you're right. At Anaheim, right before that series. That's why baseball is a crazy game. Red Sox won 10-1, 9-0, and 8-2.
And they got no hit.
They got no hit.
He had some good stuff that day.
Red Sox actually won the first game of that series 7-3, and then were no hit. And yet here they are, the best record in baseball, cut and a miss by Engel. He struck out the last 2 times after singling his first 2 times. They have 15 hits on the day.
They have 15 hits, and every one of the starters got a hit in this game for the Chicago White Sox.
Here's the game summary brought to you by Xfinity and how we got to this point in the 8th inning. Brian Johnson only on the bump for an inning and a third. Then a bunch of relievers today have been forced into action. Shields pitched well. Give him credit there. 4 hits, 6 Ks in 6 innings. He's in line for the win. And it's going to be a swing and a miss. He struck him out. He fans for the 3rd consecutive time, and they settle for the 1 run. We go to the 9th inning, 8-0. Sox homer this season. Speedway, New England's first choice for value and convenience, and the largest convenience store contributor to Children's Miracle Network hospitals. 9th inning, 8-0 White Sox. They've out hit the Sox 15-4. Santiago, the left-hander, out of their bullpen. That'll be blooped to right field and dunks down for a base hit. So JD Martinez, despite the light offensive day for the Red Sox, has 2 hits.
And his bat almost went farther than the ball did on that hit. I've seen guys swing and let the bat go. I can't remember the last time I saw a guy swing, get a base hit, and have the bat fly down the line. Watch the bat fly down the third baseline.
Fielded by Sanchez.
Sanchez was going to pick it up and throw him out.
So he's 2 for 3. And now Sandy Leon to hit for the first time here this afternoon. Red Sox have made several changes. Vasquez is on deck and would bat in the 6 hole.
They're not going to bother holding JD on over there at first base.
Certainly one of the quieter days for the Red Sox all season long. A sprinkling of 5 singles. And pop foul back out of play. Santiago's 1-2. Foul tip to the mitt, struck him out. 1 gone in the Red Sox 9th.
Well, you're looking for a place to catch up on everything Red Sox? The Ultimate Red Sox Show has you covered as we bring you all the must-see moments from the past week. Don't miss the Ultimate Red Sox Show today at 5:30. Presented by Sam Adams. That is the official beer of the Boston Red Sox.
Now Christian Vasquez to bat for the first time today. The runner at first and 1 gone. We are in the 9th inning, 8-0 Chicago.
Every starter for the Chicago White Sox got a hit. They've got 15 of them. Only 3 players on the Red Sox have hits, and they've got 5.
Detroit beat up on the Yankees today 11-7. That's a final. So the Red Sox will keep that 7.5 game lead on the way to Atlanta. Certainly hope you will join us tomorrow. First pitch at 1:05 from the new ballpark just outside of downtown Atlanta. Here's the 0-2. Vasquez did a terrific job receiving Eduardo Rodriguez, who tossed an absolute gem last night. He was also activated off the DL as well as Rodriguez.
Those guys are good friends. They've spent time playing together not only at the major league level but also in the minor leagues. And he's caught 18 of the 20 starts that Erod has made. Now, Alex Cora isn't really one for personal catchers, but he does understand a good working relationship between a certain catcher and a certain pitcher, and he's not afraid to use it.
Eduardo back in the fold. Here comes the 2-2. Two down. So 2 gone here in the top of the 9th inning. Brock Holt striding up. Again, with the defeat, the Red Sox would go to 94-44. And not many road dates left in the regular season. Brock has struck out, grounded out, and been hit by a pitch today. Red Sox have 1 regular season road trip to go. That will be to New York and Cleveland. 0-1 with a runner taken off, and that's a ball. Martinez trots into second.
I was wondering what took him so long to do that. They haven't been holding him on at all. Finally got the urge to go.
And Santiago's 1-1. 2 balls, 1 strike. Red Sox will wrap up the regular season at home. In fact, 15 of the last 21 games will be at Fenway,
where they have an amazing home record.
Yep, 48-18, tops in baseball. In there for a called strike. Now the day began with a very nice ceremony honoring Hawk Harrelson, who's retiring after 33 years in the broadcast booth. And looking like the White Sox are going to get him a win today. Here comes the 2-2. Not a piece of it. Had a great run here. He was a star as a player and then a broadcaster for the Red Sox. A lot of his broadcasts over the decades sprinkled with Red Sox references. Quite a run. Here's the 2-2. He wouldn't offer at it.
Hawk was always an original. You know, he's always fashion forward. Certainly took risks. The way he played, how he dressed.
Love the cowboy hat.
Oh yeah, he liked lots of hats.
3-2 to Brock. Fly down the left field line, but foul. Some of the ceremony in the pregame.
And I want to thank you all. I want to thank you all for giving me almost 35 years of your time.
Very emotional at the end of his remarks. Here comes the 3-2. That'll be ball 4. So Brock Holt is aboard. Red Sox have a couple of base runners with 2 down.
He choked up several times during his speech and had a tough time getting it out at times. You just see the emotion.
Very touching how the first thing he talked about was everything he owed his wife. And what a rock she's been for him over the years and for their family.
45 years, they say?
Yeah, he said they're coming up on that anniversary. Yep.
Goodness.
First and second, 2 down. Swihart, the batter. Blake today 1 for 3 with a base hit. Santiago's allowed a base hit. He's walked a man here in the ninth. And a high pop up here. The catcher has a play. Smith back there, and that will do it. Final here today, 8-0. Red Sox come to Chicago. They split the series. TC is now on to Atlanta.